Hey, I'm Dylan. I'm 23 and I'm from Melton Mowbray in Leicestershire. I want to tell you a bit about my illness and how it affects me. I have borderline personality disorder. It's also known as emotionally unstable personality disorder, which kind of describes it in a much better way, really. My moods are very unstable. I can wake up in the morning and feel okay. Within 10 minutes I'm really suicidal, or I've got thoughts of self-harm. I can get really angry, which I usually take out on the walls or something like that. I get really impulsive, and I get an idea and I just go full throttle ahead with it, without thinking it through, or without thinking the consequences of doing something through. As soon as an idea comes into my head, I get really excited about it and plan my whole future around it, and then I never end up doing it anyway. I recently had a part-time job, and as soon as I started the part-time job, it's at McDonald's, and I was having a conversation with my brother a little bit later, and he was like, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? He's only 13, and I sort of thought, well, I want to be a manager at McDonald's. What else am I going to do? I'm working at McDonald's. But then I was only there 12 weeks because my illness, it got in the way, and out of the 12 weeks that I worked there, I was only there for 6, because the other 6 I was in hospital. With BPD as well, you can feel really empty, just numb, and I don't know, you just don't feel anything. You don't feel like you exist. You don't feel like there's any life in you. And I get really worried about people leaving me. If somebody comes into my life in any kind of aspect, whether it's as a friend, a partner, or even in a professional aspect, like a doctor or a support worker or something, I get scared and worried that they get kind of involved and they'll be helping me in some way or anything or something, and then they're going to disappear and I'm never going to see them again, or I never they'll start helping me and they get me to a certain point and then they're just going to drop me and walk off. That's like the abandonment issue kind of side of having BPD. That kind of wraps it up a bit, really. I was diagnosed when I was 18, so I'm 23 now, and 18 is quite young to be diagnosed with a personality disorder, because although legally an adult, 18 is still in your teen years and your personality is apparently still developing. So they don't like, doctors and psychiatrists and stuff don't really like to diagnose something when it may not be fully developed yet. But yeah, I got diagnosed at 18. So currently, at the minute, I'm on 2 different antipsychotics and an antidepressant, and then a tablet to counteract the side effects of one of the antipsychotics. I've been on and off of antipsychotics for years, and I've been on an antidepressant since I was 17. So I wouldn't cope without my medication. I have tried in the past to come off my medication, but I kind of I don't think it through, and I just think I don't need my meds anymore, or I can cope without my meds, so I just stop taking them, and that's a really bad idea. Especially with the antidepressant that I'm on. I'm on venlafaxine, and the withdrawal effects from it are horrendous. I had a hospital admission this year from stopping taking my meds, and I was beginning to get physically unwell because of the side effects from stopping them. I didn't take them for 8 days, and I was shaking so badly that my muscles hurt to put in any kind of position. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. It was really painful physically as well as emotionally. daily it affects me every day, because some days I get up and I just want to go into town, but I can't, because I can't walk into town because I'm paranoid that I'm going to be followed, or I'm paranoid that someone's watching me. I get panicky around big crowds. So usually, even though I live like a 20-minute walk from my mum, but normally I have to get her to pick me up just to go up to hers, because I can't get myself to walk up there because my anxiety gets too high, and it's kind of, well, it's like crippling. I can just about walk to my shop. Some days I have better days and I can walk the half hour to my sister's, or I can walk into town or through town up to my mum's. But most days I can't. I get all these ideas about going to things like kickboxing and stuff, which I like doing, but I can never get myself to go because the anxiety is so bad that by the time I'm there, I can't do the kickboxing because I'm so panicked, and I've got palpitations and I'm sweating and I'm freezing cold, and my mind's then not in the right frame to be doing kickboxing. The biggest challenge is really just getting through the day. The anxiety is probably the worst thing, because it stops me doing a lot of things that most other 23-year-olds can do. I can't go out drinking at night and stuff because it's just too packed, and being anxious when you've got hundreds of drunk people around you, it's not very good. It gets in the way of everything, even college. Recently, I wanted to go to my local college to do a construction course, and basically I got quite badly discriminated against because they said that they wanted to put it in place, all this help for me, so that I could do the course and I'd have all the support that I needed and everything. And I was up front with them and told them that I've got mental health problems and that I might need a bit of extra kind of support just to pick me up through the day and stuff. But they then spoke to someone else who was in charge, and in the end I went back for like a meeting with two of the members of staff, and they wouldn't let me do the course because of my history of self-harm, which is quite bad. So I've been self-harming since I was 13, so 10 years now. But because of my history, they obviously thought that I was going to go into the workroom and chop my arm up with a saw or something, because they wouldn't let me do it. They said I was too high risk. I wanted to complain, but technically I'm over the deadline now for complaining, but I still want to say something to them because I don't want that to happen to anybody else. That was the one thing that I'd got myself really psyched up to do, and I really wanted to do it, and then they wouldn't let me. And I thought of other courses to do since, but I've not had the same enthusiasm to do it. So that really knocked me, because I really wanted to do that construction course. A problem with BPD is people that know about it. It's not a widely recognised disorder. Not many people know. It's not as well known as some other mental disorders, but a lot of people that do hear of it just think that because of the self-harm involved in BPD and the suicidal tendencies and stuff and ideation, people just think it's one big attention-seeking thing, and that people with the disorder just self-harm to get attention, and attempt suicide just to create a bit of drama, and that's so not true. As well as having it myself, I've been in hospital 9 times now in the past 6 years, and I've met many people with BPD, and attention's the last thing that we want. We don't self-harm or attempt suicide or anything because we want attention. We're doing it because life feels not living anymore, and the self-harm physical pain is often a lot easier to cope with than emotional pain. And we're not doing it and quitting your arm or your leg or whatever and then going around saying, oh, look what I did. It's not like that. in some aspects, sometimes obviously it can be a cry for help, saying, you know, you're in such turmoil and you don't know what to do. You just want someone to guide you and to pick you back up and help you on the way. But it's not an attention-seeking disorder in the way that people think it is, and people really don't understand it. It's like my family and friends; they say they understand and they try to understand, but deep down, they don't know what it's like. You know, they haven't got that disorder, and you know, there's plenty of things they could do to try and educate themselves about it. There's plenty of books out there, and I'll be willing to talk to people, but people, there's such a lot of stigma around self-harm and suicide and things like this, and mental disorders as a whole, and people just shy away from it when that's the wrong thing to do. We need to, you know, open it up a bit and talk to the world and get people to understand and stuff. The best thing though about having BPD, if there is any, is that it's given me such a wide understanding of mental health, not just with BPD but loads of other things, because with the BPD you've got the anxiety, you've got the depression, you've got the paranoia, you have the dissociation, you know, and it helps you to understand people. You know, if you're in town and you see someone looking a bit agitated or panicky or something, you know, you can kind of relate to how they're feeling, and it's good to be able to do that. You know, because with being in hospital so many times, I've learned a lot about a lot of other mental health disorders, and I've made some really great friends. I don't go into hospital to make friends, obviously, but when you're really struggling and you're around other people that are really struggling as well, you kind of cling together and you help each other. So I wouldn't change any of my life if I could. If I could have a life without BPD, I probably wouldn't, because it's taught me so much and it's made me who I am today. And at the moment, I'm proud of who I am today. Even if I may not have achieved much, but you know, I'm not where I thought I'd be, but I'm me, and that's just the way that things are. Thanks.